Good afternoon, people on the internet. I'm playing Minecraft beta after being in a car crash and kind of bedridden for half a week. Yeah, that wasn't fun. So a few days ago, actually no, it's close to 6 days ago. What the? Huh? 1 second. I gotta check this out. So down here, I think a surface kind of level caves. I remember these from the start of the world. They kind of oodle and noodle everywhere. Very easy to get lost in, and I think I've just paved over the top of them for convenience of building my town. That seems like something I would do. And it goes further on down there. I really cannot. I don't think I can be bothered to deal with that, nor am I very interested. As I was saying, I was in a car crash a few days ago. It was late at night, around 11:30. I was coming home in an Uber from work. It was a very long day. It was a very loud event I was working on, and then my car got T-boned, which no one was hurt but me. I need to get another fence as well. No one was hurt in the crash but me. I don't think the car was very badly damaged either. So yeah, no one injured in the crash but me, which is kind of annoying, maybe? Is that right to say? Is that wrong to say? I don't really mind. Yeah, I don't think it's the nicest thing to say, but I'm a little bit miffed given the circumstances. So yeah, the Uber driver just screamed for a second, and next thing I know, there were airbags. And I already thought, oh, flashing lights. It's very lucky we crashed near an ambulance. No, that's not what happened, actually. I went unconscious for a second. Which is not the healthiest thing to be doing, but you can't help it. Anyway, I was rushed to hospital. It was very lovely paramedics, actually. I live in a very good city to have a car crash, and I think I've got wonderful support. I don't really have to worry about paying medical bills. My income is a little bit supplemented, which is nice to have. I might have to go for insurance for that as well, but we'll have to see. I have so much glass, but I keep on smelting and then forgetting I have it. So yes, the hospital experience is very uncomfortable. I have what they call a malpositioned shoulder and some bruising around my ribs and chest. Still kind of hurts to walk. There's some bruising on one of my legs. And I've been kind of stuck in bed all week, unable to do anything. So being in bed was really annoying. I was not happy with that. But you really can't do anything about that. And I really couldn't use my computer. Mostly because my arm is malpositioned. Whatever that means. I'm not the medical expert. And so it makes kind of doing anything with my right arm a bit tricky at the moment. But I'm back and able to play on the computer again, which is fun. Alright. Careful dismount. There we go. Just going to donate to the cobble and dirt chests. So normally I play on my computer, and to listen to the audio I use my wireless headphones, which I don't have anymore because in the car crash they flew off my head, and the Uber driver claims to not have them in his car. The car wasn't too damaged from what I saw. Keep in mind I had a concussion at the time, but the guy wasn't injured, the other guy wasn't injured, so I don't know. And Uber's like, they don't have a policy, they don't compensate for this kind of stuff. So right now I'm borrowing headphones from a friend, also wireless. I think I'm going to move over from my Sony stuff to Audio-Technica's headset. I use them a little bit at work, and I can say that I'm a fan of the sound quality and what I can get out of them compared to what Sony's giving me, which is, you know, there are reasons for this. I can't complain. So yes, it's been very annoying not being able to use my computer, because I like playing games on my computer. I can't be bothered finishing this house. We're just gonna leave it as is. So yeah, it was a real bummer not being able to play on my computer, because that's where my entertainment is. I had to watch my movies from my crappy laptop speakers. One of them sounds like it's constantly peaking and clipping, which is annoying. So now that I'm back on my computer and a little bit better, I can go outside, buy the headphones tomorrow. They should have a sale on, fingers crossed. I could be wrong. JB Hi-Fi operates in mysterious ways. Anyway, chest of materials. I'm not sure what I'm building just yet, but we'll figure it out in a second. Okay, I've decided now it's kind of a nice kind of flat-ish roof. Yes, that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a flat roof. This is how it's going to end up. And wow, I sure sounded confident when I said that, hey? I don't know what I'm doing when I'm building half the time, and that's why I enjoy the game. I think that's why I've been playing it for... How many years have we been playing Minecraft for? I don't remember. You remember how long you've been playing Minecraft for? And despite the amount of space this takes up, yeah, this takes up a lot of space physically, but the interior non-existent. It's kind of a vibe. And then here, I don't know why I put that down. Just build one of these. Maybe a bit longer. Yeah. Oh. Actually, that feels a bit unreasonable, I'll be honest. How do I fix that? Huh? Yeah. Door here. Door to go out fishing. So we've got this nice trim on the fancy pants fit pier. Though I would like to put pressure plates on top of this. That feels nicer. Well, I don't know if I'll do the buttons and the trapdoors. And I put the spruce logs there to make it look like it's wet and damp. Two wood equals one plate. Understood. Can't argue with that. Two. So I think that's a decent looking fishing hut. I'll connect the road, which is still up there, through there, and then down to here. It's not my most impressive build, but I think in the background it works. Kind of the idea of the city. And then if I do this, So I've added some reeds. So I've added some reeds underneath the water to make it look like there's seagrass or kelp growing down there. What do you call it? Seaweed. Seaweed. I'm looking for the word seaweed. And it's an okay build. I think it's definitely one of my more background builds. What are they doing over there? So it's becoming nighttime and I'm working on my city wall. It's going to end at a tower there. I think I can squeeze a boat in there still. And it's going to go kind of all the way to there, then across there. We'll eventually have a castle, like an actual palace that's connected to it. But I'm not really planning. I'm really just improving the design of this city. I've terraformed a little area just to make it nice and flat and have a bit more kind of a shopping fancy district, if that makes sense. Otherwise, I'm just kind of improving and still working out designs for the periodic guard towers. I think the gatehouses might change style depending on where they are. I'd like to have some actual functional gates as well. I've just discovered this bug where I can view my player model by sneaking in bed. That's pretty cool. So I finished recording, building that, and I finished off my soup, which is pretty good, even though it was a bit spicy for my liking. And that's not good enough. Overall, I will say I did quite enjoy the soup. Korean's becoming my thing at the moment. I know I was raised pretty European. Should not have done that. I was raised pretty European culture-wise, and that's where my family's from. So I think I've really gone to my Asian food, which is good because they've got amazing soups. I'm loving soup. Even the European food I was raised with, that was really lovely soups, and stews and stuff of the sort. I think I'm just very lucky with food. I enjoy food a lot. Anyway. So post-soup, I ended up going to the doctor's. Because in my country, you get to, or at least my state, that was awful. Wow. Now I've got to fix that. Yeah, we got it. So at least in my state, we have something called a certificate of capacity, which you get from the doctor, and basically says to your employer as to how much you're capable of working and what needs to change in your work environment to better accommodate your healing process. And lovely doctor. I've just moved to a new area, so I was a little worried in finding a doctor. But I have been very fortunate in who I found. And I think it was nice, instead of being rushed through the hospital system, though amazing, you know, it's kind of getting out as fast as possible, because there are millions of people who live in my city, and some of them probably need the hospital more than I do. So I still have an ongoing concussion, which explains a lot about my day-to-day functioning, especially in terms of feeling, mood, motivation, and tiredness. So I am very happy with the service provided by the doctor. It put a lot of things into focus, I guess. I have a better understanding of what's going on with my body and recovery. I really just need to focus on rest and eating well, which is the normal steps to recovery with anything, I think. But especially with the kind of injury I've accumulated. And the big issue for me, or the big thing I have to deal with, it's probably poor to treat it like an issue, but I've just got to be very aware of it, is ongoing concussion recovery, which can take a lot longer than what I thought it would, which was a bit of a shock. It's a little bit unwanted, I'll admit, but I'm glad to see where I'm kind of going with that. and what I can do to make it better for myself. I think that's the mindset I'm going to keep with. That's the mindset I'm going to keep with going forward. Because there's absolutely nothing wrong with being upset. You know, I went through something people would call pretty traumatic, but it's still good to know that my brain's a little bit, you know, still rattled, still shaken up. It's not 100%. It needs time to recover properly, because a car crash does wonders to the brain. I say wonders very sarcastically because it's not very good. So it's less of a psychological injury, more of a physical injury, but that can also affect your psychology, mood, etc. Which is good to know, because I've been having a lot of issues focusing. Like, normally I can stay on Minecraft for many hours at a time. I'm really struggling to hit half an hour of gameplay at the moment. But I'm not going to complain. I can kind of just spend more time out on my balcony or heading down to the park when I'm feeling up to it. I think I'm going to put cobblestone there. We'll see how that changes. Get rid of this for now. It'll probably be filled in sooner or later. Kind of want to keep the hill, keep a few buildings here. Something like that. That makes me happier. So yes, looking forward to returning to work a little bit post-injury. The doctor's really broken down what's possible with my body and my concussion. I'm very happy and I'm very comforted in receiving such information. And I'm glad that there are support systems in place in my place of work, because normally it's a very manual kind of job. Involves manual labor, heavy lifting. It's not an actual trade, so it's nothing too bad, because there are roles outside of manual labor within my workspace. And now that work's aware of that, I can kind of get back into the swing of something, but not full manual labor, which is good. I think if I'm smart, I'll eat this cooked pork chop before going back to work on the castle tower. No other meat in the game. It feels kind of wrong. When I used to play Modern, I always avoided pigs and pig farming because my username is... But unfortunately, I do have to eat pigs in this version of the game. I think this is, yeah, this is the first tower I've built, and I just improv the pattern. I used to, when I was very heavily playing the game a lot more frequently, I used to just plan things out a lot. Schematics, designs, grid patterns, that kind of stuff. Which that's definitely a way to play the game. And no shade to anyone who plays that way. Minecraft is a game that you should play how you want to play. That's my opinion, that's my hot take. There is no way to play the game, though I don't think there are a lot of people kind of actively, aggressively advocating, so it's not that hard of a take, eh? I think I should have just brought ladders, but I guess that costs tool usage to repair, so maybe not. Nonetheless, building underwater, not fun. And the underwater mining times, wow. And also getting up water in beta is very slow. Unless I'm hanging on the outside, then it's fine. There we go. And then this has to be mined down a block to become wooden planks. And then I need to add some smooth stone slabs as merlons or merlon caps. I don't know. We've used them for what, 15 years as like spikes or merlons and castle towers, but I still know very little about actual castle construction. So, okay, so I can get rid of these torches now. I wish we had a brazier kind of block in Minecraft. I know Modern has campfires, but that's not really the same to me. I don't think. If you ever played Better Than Adventure, which I have played a lot of, I think I've got a world that's 1,500 days long. Okay, so I do need to put more caps there. Gotcha. Yep. They've got a brazier block. I'm a massive fan. It's like this typical brazier design, I guess, what you'd expect brazier to look like in Minecraft. Not enough slabs. Yeah, so it looks like a brazier. You can light it with flint and steel. It's a whole block, and it doesn't spread fire. I love it. Yeah, and I think if I love it that much, maybe I should just continue playing Better Than an Adventure. But right now, I'm just enjoying beta. Okay, I think I'm building this correctly. Could be wrong. Very open to the idea of being wrong. I'm not going to moralize nor give life advice to people on the internet, but don't be afraid of being wrong. That's all I'm going to say. And we hit the ground level, and it looks pretty cool. Spiral staircase is very cool. Creeper on my walls. Oh, no. Oh, no, 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 no. Sucker. But anyway, Mojang have announced they're changing how they number versions. So the whole 1 point something has changed to the last 2 letters of the year. So it's going to be like 26 update 1 and then hotfix. So it's going to be 26.1.1, and that's how versions are going to be labeled now, which is interesting. I think a lot of people are very angry about that. I don't have an opinion on that, to be honest. But fair enough to people who are angry, I guess. I don't know, I can't get too angry at decisions. I know there's a lot of Mojang hate out there. Maybe it's justified. I'm not too sure, because I don't really care. But it's kind of freaky that that fundamental aspect of the game is now changing. I guess that's my take on it. It's like, whoa. But I guess it also has been 15 years, so fair enough, I guess. So yeah, I think the game's been out for, what, 15, almost 16 years now. No, it's been out for like 16, almost 17 years. Yeah, it's been out that long, and I still know how to play the game. That's amazing. Wow. Look at me go. I've definitely been playing this game for way too long. I know everything. So the game's been out for this long, and I think the numbering system in the start, very random. You see for classic, even alpha is a little bit confusing, and so is beta. But at least it goes beta 1 point something, like 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, so on and so forth, based on how major the feature drop was at the time. And that continues for our main versions with the modern game. But I think it makes a bit more sense than saying 1.21. See, when I was young and the game was going from 1.9 to 1.10, I'm like, yo, it's going to go from 1.9 to 2.0 instead of becoming a 2-digit number, because that's what made sense to me as a kid, I guess. Horrible at maths, mind you, but very interested in numbers. So it'd be interesting to see how the community reacts in like the hours and days preceding me recording and playing right now. It's now the middle of January for me. I took a lot of time off of my computer, honestly. I've been binge watching a lot of TV, visited family for the holidays, all that good stuff. Got home and just started building. Finished up what we're doing in the corner and didn't bother to record anything. Injury recovery's gone pretty good, same with concussion recovery. The nice complete wall now. I think I need to standardize it. There's a few anomalies in my design, but nonetheless. So yeah, I'm enjoying January so far. The weather's been a bit up and down where I'm at, but it's okay. Baby mobs were just changed in a snapshot, which I think is pretty cool. I'm also very happy with this view right now. Thinking maybe I want to add flags up here, but make them look good, which is kind of hard. But I welcome the challenge. So there's been a lot of controversy, I think, with the baby mobs. People aren't really happy with the designs. I get the whole it's cutesy, therefore it's bad thing, but I think the whole kind of art style for Minecraft went down that path when they changed the textures, which I'm not 100% a fan. Oh, free squid meat. That's fun. So the new textures are kind of blurry, I don't know, undefined. I'm not a fan. Like, on a technical level, I'm very impressed by them. It's very cleverly done, and I get what they're going for. It's very unified. That's why I like the baby mobs, actually. They're using that art style to its full extent. That's my hot take. Baby mobs, they look adorable, they're cute, and it's a smart evolution of the art style. I'm here for it. Probably won't play new versions for a while, but anyway, I'm going to cut that rant short with this building here. It's technically underwater, but it's like a bunker where the guards work and live or something like that. I don't know why, but there's this cool reinforced door thing that's going on. Got some bunks, you know, dining table, kitchen to cook in. Creepy cave under here, by the way. Massive structure. I think I gave up on it, but I did do a lot of mining down there. Which I put, yeah, this is what I got out of the cave. All this. Which will be useful to add to my infinite pile of cobblestone, I think. I really can't recall why I thought the guard station needed to be this big or why it needed a security door, but here it is. I think it would have made more sense if it was like a secret vault for important people. I don't know. My worlds have lore, and I think like this should have been a bunker for important people. But anyway, the guards have extra security for some reason. So I think my next kind of project is revising the mine shaft. I'm pretty happy with the entrance. Maybe it needs a few more details here and there, but the variety in the blocks makes me happy. Especially like how this kind of goes down like this. Maybe a few extra details, maybe put some more ore in there. Love that wood look, but in here, I really want to make it seem like a structured mine. I've got to find more reference photos as well. We'll keep the fence in here. And I'm fairly happy with how this looks. Maybe it needs to be a bit taller, but that's one of like the easiest things we can work on and improve. And this is where I'm going to conclude my little video today. It is the middle of January as of recording. Started recording this yesterday, then picked up again. I'm still a bit space cadet at the moment, honestly. Let's see, I'm put a little note here right now as to when I'm editing it, and then we'll see when we upload it. But thank you very much. Just know recovery's going well. Hope everyone has a wonderful day. Thank you.